Welcome everybody to the Lunch and Learn. Today was hosted by me, Jared Rodriguez. I'm from the trading team. And if you have any questions in the chat, feel free to type them in and I'll answer them. If I can demonstrate them, I'll definitely do that because I've always like trying to build on the fly and trying to, educate new decisions users on how to build things. Or if it's something conceptual, I'll be more than happy to talk conceptual with you if you need it. We have no pre-submitted questions, so I don't have anything to initially talk about, but if you do have one or you want to raise your hand and discuss something, feel free to do so. And my buddy Roman will allow you to be unmuted and you can talk. Go ahead, Daryl. What you got? You have the power to be unmuted.
You said Daryl, but I got a prompt. Are you looking for me?
Yes, I'm looking for you.
This is Ken. I was
Oh,
curious.
Really? Oh, because it says Daryl on the thing.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
Okay.
Apologize.
You're making me. I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, "There's no way." I was like, "I thought I read Daryl."
Well, I was a little confused too because I can't see the participants, so I wasn't sure. But
Gotcha.
appreciate the chance.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to play with some of the UX in decisions, and I was struggling with how to do I have a repeating control that's got a list of locations that would have like addresses and such on it. And I'm trying to put headers above each of the columns. And I'm struggling how to figure out how to do that appropriately so that things line up correctly. It doesn't, I can't see an obvious way to do that inside the repeating control. And if I do it outside the repeating control, getting the alignment correct, is almost impossible.
Let's see. If you do it, I'm gonna do a little diagramming. I'm assuming you just want that title like once, right? You don't want it to be like several times or something. So there's a little bit
like
of
a list of addresses, where you've got like address, zip code, state, that kind of thing. You want the word address at the top of the column once, and then have it, and then be able to put multiple addresses in.
Yeah, I thought I had I'm gonna log into my other test environment to show you. Because we have actually a sprint project in the training team that actually does this. And I believe there's no easy way to do it. Let's see. So if I let's go to this flow. And then I'm just going to run this flow so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. You're looking for something. No, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. This will make sense. I'm not losing my mind. Where is it? Because I think I know what the issue. I really need to clear up my downloads. All right, here we go. Let me try to. Now you appear. Open file location. Okay, I get it. Thank you. Kind of like, oh, do I not have it here? Oh, I thought I had it on this one, where basically you would have above here first name, last name, and email or something like that.
Yep, exactly.
And I thought I had it in this form, but apparently I don't. When we look at the data, the actual form, I'm trying to think. Let me employee select. And so let's say, do you know, so is it always going to be the same size?
Yeah.
Okay, because what you can do, okay, so with that being said, like I said, this isn't really a complete fix. I feel like the best way to do it, if you have some like resizing requirements, right, where it's like if someone resizes this, then you want to make sure this piece always follows along with it. That would be done through CSS, but the part that we can control in decisions is, so over here I have this row, and let's say I want to configure that, right? This would be first name, last name, and then email. And so what you can do is you can say, hey, I'm going to attach a grid. This is just going to be a normal grid layout. And then I'll configure this grid to have the amount of columns that I need to be over that specific data repeater. So for example, let's say I only need one row, so I'm going to remove this row. I'm going to add one more. So I have 3, or actually I have 4, requested size, resize type. And then what I can do is that I can move the different columns to get the association that I need. So for example, I can go and do advanced layout. Let me do like a 20 pixel size here. Okay, that should be a little bit bigger. I think this would be like 60 or 80, if I'm not mistaken. And then through there, you can put labels over that specific area. So that'd be a way you can do it. I believe we also have that if a header repeater, I believe that if header and repeater are in the same grid. Yeah, so someone in the chat said if you add the labels in the repeater, then it'll always be over that option, which is true, but then you'll have repeating titles for as many items that you have. So that will work, but it's only downside of that. I like this one because at least it gets you close to having it one time. Let me do like 120. So I can like build it on the fly. And let's make that a little bigger. But that's literally what the process is. It's kind of just messing with the sizing of the data repeater. Say, okay, I think I got the sizing I want. And then that's where after you have the sizing, and then you just add the labels and say, this is, first name, right? And then if I want it centered, we have a lot of options on the bottom right for the view. And you can have the alignment also center as well to make it more desirable. So that would be the way I could approach it. In the property background. And selector, is that in the properties? I know someone's chatting. So no, header, just one row that matches repeater markup minus the selected row. Is that something in the data repeater or advanced data grid VT? Because I'm not familiar with that feature of the data repeater, but if you do know it, I would love to learn. So I think if I click on this, I just don't see anything in the properties that would say, hey, give it a default data. Let me click on the C property. Is read only, selection type, visual indicator, that's just lines on the side and stuff like that. Auto add new row, override require message, behavior. Yeah, so I think this would be the best bet. Ken would be to use these labels. I'll research just like solution for row numbers. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, if you want row numbers, I can. If you click on the data repeater inside the form, you will have an option to have a selection type. So you can have like a visual line indicator on that data repeater that you can say, hey, this is can I preview and show it, or do I have to run it and show it? I want to make it big and obnoxious so you can kind of see what this is. And I'll make it green because that's my favorite color. You'll be quizzed on it later. I'll save this. It'll be actually quite disgusting form. Oh, that's right. I got to keep doing this. I need to just set that as a constant so I don't have to worry. I have to keep getting that same open file location. And so see if I select on a piece or on a row, I have the big visual indicator that says that. If I choose to have the number, there will just be like a number here that says 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on. But that would be the best way to handle it. Have the title there, and then just manipulate the spacing or the sizing of the column to get the look you're looking for.
Okay, thanks. That's where I was heading. It was just getting very ticky-tacky, tedious in between the style sheets and the getting the alignment correct. I was hoping there was an easier way. Thank you. No.
Yep, my pleasure. All right, anyone else? Is this real Daryl or is this Ken? I see there's two Daryls. So I don't want to, say someone's name wrong or call you someone you're not. Let's see, I'm having an issue. I'm having an issue with the form. I updated the input form and admin form, map the fields of the form, but the form is not filling in the data. Debugger saying admin form has an error. Any thoughts? I'm having an issue with a form. Input form and admin form. Map the fields of the form. So I would need more context. Because there's a couple of different ways that this could happen. First off, you must always test anything with forms in the flow designer. So if you have a flow that fetches data, retrieves data, you must test it in the flow that calls it, because that's what runs all the active form flows that populates that information and that data. So that would be one troubleshooting test to take, because if you have the mapping done correct, then that would be the next section. The second thing is, what is the error saying? Is it just saying the form can't run, or like what's the message? Because that would also help direct where we need to go. So what's the error message, and then try to debug that form in the main flow, and then look at the inputs and outputs and view any active form flows, that are running. And I will actually do what you said, PT. That's a great idea. DT requests. Any other comments or questions? Comments, questions, criticisms, analogies, syllogisms, poems, limericks. Ooh, error doing in-process assignment. Let me look it up. Because that one's a very vague one. Is that the show details on it? Do you know? Like, is that the full detail error message? Yes, perfect. Let's see, change notifications. No, that's not what I want. Where is that channel? Let me search in this channel for. I think there were several. When I run. Error doing process assignment. Object not set to a reference. Do you know what changed? What was the most recent change you made to cause this? Because right here, we're looking at the. So, I found the issue. So what I'm finding, add new fields, update and some others. So what I'm seeing here is that It could be something within the data flows if they're set to run at startup. That could cause that, and maybe it's there's a lot of other flows competing, and it's a race condition for how many of them are starting. That's all I can find. That's all the information I can find on that error. I wonder if there's anything on our forum. Let me check our forum. And then I'll see. Let's see. Let me. But yeah, that would be where I start. It's something with your data flows or your active form flows. That's where the next troubleshooting step where you'd have to go. I want to check the decisions forum. I want to see if that's forums. Decisions forum. Let's do, I want to search. Let's say any keywords. I'll put these resources in the chat just so you guys know. This is also another helpful resource whenever you're troubleshooting things. Roman, could you put this in the chat for the participants so they can go to the forum if they want? Let's see. Oh, exact word search. Nothing. Any other words everywhere? There we go. Error pressing assignment. There. One more thing. It says, what was the actual name? It says error running step. Error doing in-process assignment. That's the actual error. Okay. In-process assignment, and let's see. Come on. Give me some. It's actually very slow. Timeout. Search all words. Nope. Okay, looks like there's not too much on it. So then I think the troubleshooting steps then would be check the data flows and see if there's any data flows erroring out in the debugger. So what I mean by that, just so I can kind of close the loop on it and I can give you something concrete, is whenever we're debugging something that calls an active form flow. So let me just show you what I mean. Sprint example builds. So let's say I'm going to call my Travel Splash project. This is the main the first project we have people build when they go through training. I'm going to debug this. And what you can see is on the left side right here, if you have any data flows or any active form flows, you'll see that they will run on the left. And so even though this form is the only thing that has popped up, you can still take troubleshooting actions against those active form flows or data flows to kind of filter out the problem from there. So what you can do is take a look at these and say, okay, let me left click on them, right? I can left click on this and see how these flows are running and see if there's an error. Like right here, I got an error on this one because I have no value passed into it. So that's what happened there. So that would be the next troubleshooting step is debugging it in the main flow and then looking at the execution of the different data flows that are running. All right, there's another question that came in. Is there a way to convert JSON to HTML with accordion style of display? Oh man, there was a. So it's like yes and no. What you can do is you could utilize a lot of convert JSON to HTML with accordion. So what you can do. Where's that? There's actually a video. Hold on, let me get that. I think it was on YouTube. It's called like making decisions. There is a one that I built. No, I don't see. Building calculator and decisions. Perfect. Now I can get to this channel. There is a project that was built over here, just as an example. Data repeaters, calculator, string builder steps, or scout. Oh yeah, the generic document creation. So basically, so the direct answer to your question, VT, is there isn't an easy way to do it, but utilizing the steps and decisions for string builder steps, you can you'll have to build this flow, and it will be a sizable flow that you have to build. But what you can do is you can say, hey, I want to take this property out of this JSON object and I want to put it in an accordion style table, and then it could spit out the what do you call it? The HTML for you. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because that's exactly what's happening here, except with this part, it is just whenever someone adds a data repeater or a line of the data repeater and fills out some data. Let's fast forward through that a little bit. You'll see that those get written on the PDF dynamically as you run it, and it's all utilizing these string builder steps to kind of create this kind of table and this look for it. I'll link you this video too. It's on YouTube. And also, I think that project that you see in this video, you can also download and import in your environment if you want to. Yeah, there's the Google Drive link for the project. So you can download it and see what was used there, and you could adapt it for your own processes as well. Because it just illustrates, let me go to the part here. Let's see. Okay, here's that subflow for it right here. It's a lot of string builder steps and appending HTML tags and tables and stuff like that. So I would say this would be the route you would have to take if you want to create something like that. But long story short, there's no like easy way to be like, boom, this is going to be the exact format that I want. But you can craft HTML with decisions to build that accordion button for you. And then when you paste it on, inline HTML or some website where you want to, process that, then it will display. So I would advise that would be the best kind of approach for that. But great question. Those are the fun ones to get asked, those unique ones. Other steps that may help you, this is also going to be really good for the recording. So let's say I go into, I'm not sure how you want to access the JSON, but there are several different JSON steps in decisions. This is not the JSON step I wanted. Well, it kind of is. Yeah, there's this like get value from JSON, so you can get the value of the name from it. You can that's not the step I was thinking of. The step I was thinking of was advanced. Get property names on object. So what you can do is you can take an object and get a list of its property names. And then what you can do is you can use a for each step to loop through the property names you want in decisions and say, hey, get the value from it, or get the, and then you can build it up that way. Does the decisions have JSON and XML steps so we can use XPath on JSON? I'm not sure specifically, but I know we do have an XPath. We have an XPath query step, and we also have. Actually, I think I'm confusing that with XSD, and this could also be my unfamiliarity with it, where we can take in an XSD and serialize and deserialize it, but I don't think that's the same thing. So let's see, have JSON to XML, but let's go to the JSON to XML. Well, let's just look at XML. Let's see what we got. Get XML to dynamic. What does this do? To dynamic. I'm not sure what that step does. I'd have to mess around with it. Let's just look up convert. I want to see if there's something we can convert. Convert CSV to Excel. Let's see, PDF to TCL to TIFF, HTML to ASCII. Okay. I don't see a direct a step that actually goes to, what did you say? I believe so with the XPath. I believe you can. To be honest, I'm not sure. I'm very unfamiliar with this step. I just know we have it, so I believe you can. So it definitely something to try. But I believe you can do that for both XML and JSON. But I know there isn't a specific converter. Now you can't really create a converter that way. What if you hold on? You're getting me thinking of some good stuff. I wonder if there's ways I can output just an XML. Let me just look up XML steps because I'm wondering if I could take in, get XML schema, type name. I wonder if this could do it. I'm wondering what this does. Let's play with it. Type name. Can I do a constant? I'm going to do the accounts. Okay, here now. I think now we're talking. Okay. Got the accounts. And then I'm wonder if this just outputs it into an XML. Or maybe I didn't put anything in it. I didn't put anything in it, I don't think. Oh, does it just look for, wait a minute. Instead of an object, okay. Let me just choose the account. Maybe you can't set it as a constant, which would be weird. Initiating account. Is that not acceptable? Because it's, how would you use this step then? This is interesting. Get XML schema. Is there anything on our doc side that talks about this? I'm wondering, I'm spending time on this one because I'm wondering if this is the way you can output and convert it. Experts not flexible. Can you use generic JSON and output XML? That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, we can definitely test that XPath step. I'm just not sure. Yeah, we can test that out too. XPath. Add spaces, return XML to query. Okay. First, or actually, where's that other one that I found? I want to use both. Get XML schema and return XML, add spaces, XPath. I'm gonna see if there's anything on our doc site about XPath. Because I do not know how to use that step. Wow, that's not very helpful. Let's find Decision Studio. Get input. You can add. I don't even know this what stuff I would put in here. Let me go to support. Latest. Thanks. XPath. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Select first book in the element. Yeah, but is it just a website path? Prefix URI to object XPath. Yeah, here's what I'll do, VT. I'll play around with this offline because I don't have to really research this step because I am not familiar with XPath at all. Can you use generic JSON and output XML? I believe that's what I was wondering here with the get XML schema, if we can take in an object and say, hey, I want to take in this value here and change this JSON into XML. And I know you can manually go back and forth. You can, or actually, let me pause there. I know you can individually do just JSON. You can create a data type from JSON if you want to interface it with JSON, and you can also do a data type interfacing with XML. If you go into create data types and we go to user defined XML JSON, and you can do XML, XSD, and then JSON as well. But I don't know of any conversion for you. Yes. Any other questions? Navigating XML documents. Okay. Hmm. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so it's just like you're getting values out of an XML data structure. That seems like that's all it's doing. Like it's a query for the XML data type. I just don't think I have an XML data type to grab. Let's see if return XML object query. What if I would have to create a very simple data type. I'll create a send me your email address. This would be longer for me to do on the call, but send me your email address and I'll create like a tiny little example utilizing these two steps and I'll send it to you over email. But it'll take me a little bit to kind of build a data type. After I build the data type, query that data type, and then package it for you. Oh, okay, cool. Do you have the project? If you want to send the project to jared@decisions.com. Or if you want to email me, we can get on a one-on-one call and you can demonstrate it to me. I'll be more than happy to learn. Any other questions? If you want to know my email is jared@decisions.com, JARED @decisions.com. then you can send me that project, and definitely have to get on a call with you. All right. I'll give about 2 more minutes for questions, and if we don't have any questions, then we'll end the call. But I'll be around for 2 more minutes. All right. Thank you so much for attending. That concludes our daily lunch and learn. Tomorrow will be someone from the support team, Andrew Patterson. And that will be tomorrow will be the last lunch and learn for this week. And then we'll start next week on at Monday at lunchtime. So thank you so much for attending, and I'll see you guys next time.